YouTube, vinyl community, B-52's fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens, and we're here today to talk about the B-52's album, Party Mix, released in 1981. First of all, I just gotta say, I love this album cover. This is one of the coolest album covers they ever made. Everyone just looks so awesome. The colors pop. What an imaginative setup. It's just such a cool thing. I mean, this looks like a party album. It really does. And the back cover is just as cool, too. Bright yellow with the borders around the titles. Aesthetically, this is one of the most cool-looking things they ever put out. So, there really isn't too much history to know about this record beyond the fact that it was kind of a stopgap between Wild Planet and the stuff they were going to make that was going to become the album that would have been Mesopotamia, which became an EP instead. Then they went back to the studio and did Whammy instead. Rumor has it they were just a little bit short on material because they were touring a lot and they just hadn't had time to write a bunch of new songs. So this was kind of released as a stopgap to like hold fans over for a little bit more until they can come up with some new stuff, which they would do in 1982 and 3. The CD re-release of this in the early 90s has Mesopotamia on it as well, so it's half Party Mix, half Mesopotamia. And that did chart. It charted for 3 weeks in February of 1991. It hit number 184 on the charts. So it did pretty well for itself, you know, later on. Maybe not so much in the early days here, but I was really stoked to find this one. I didn't think I'd see this one because it's, for me, this one has been sort of hard to find. It might be super available where you are, but for me, I've never really seen this one. So when I found it for like $4, I was like, yep, that's coming home. But it's elongated versions of a few of their songs with some different mixing thrown in, different sound effects, different drums, different guitars, a couple different instruments, just to make exactly what this thing is, a party mix. So you put it on in the background, have really long versions of some of your favorite B-52 songs. And it makes for a cool listen. Is it essential? Maybe not, but it's a really fun album nonetheless. So Party Out of Bounds opens this thing. So the first 3 tracks on side 1 are from Wild Planet. The second 3 are from the first record. And they're meant to be played as one big song. On the CD, they break it up into separate tracks. But on the record, they all blast into each other as one long side. So 2 sides, 1 long track on each. But yeah, Party Out of Bounds is a great way to start because it's a party album. So you might as well start with the party anthem that got them going here with the second record. I like having it stretched out. There's more bongos, there's some additional drums. It just keeps the floor shaking the whole time. And it speaks volumes to their instrumentation because it shows that they can take something that was already a great song and stretching it out doesn't hurt it at all. Where I feel like on some artists' music, you can take a song and stretch it out and it just gets really boring or full of itself or bloated. These stay fresh the entire time. So this was really, really well done with a lot of love. So fantastic work with Party Out of Bounds. Private Idaho, this one's really cool. It's more of a denser production on this one. The drums have more of a presence on this one. There's more spacey sound effects on it. Rearranged songs, so there's different parts of it that pop up in different areas than you would have expected on the original one. But I'm digging the heavier reverb on this one. The heavier reverb is kind of cool, and that lends itself to a party atmosphere. If there's more echo, it just sounds a little bit more fun, I guess. I don't know. Give Me Back My Man. This song for me is the best one on the album. The remix of this one is done so beautifully. Way more percussive effects on this one, way more spacey sounds. And it takes this song and turns it into this dancey freak out, which is really, really cool. I love hearing Ricky's guitar so far up in the mix. I'm not sure if they themselves re-recorded stuff for this or if it was like producers that did some of the re-recording or synthesizer production on it. But hearing the guitar so up front in the mix is great because he was such an incredible guitar player. Cindy's vocals are a little bit distant. They sound like they're a little bit pushed back, which is interesting. But they're very heavily reverbed in parts, which I think is cool. Adding some echo to her already fantastic voice is pretty cool. And again, more rearranging of the original structure. So there's different verses in different areas, instrumental parts in different areas. Really awesome panning, hard panning, where it goes from the right speaker to the left speaker. That's called panning. A lot of that at the end, which I think is pretty cool. Side 2 starts off with Lava, which is a perfect song to space out. That space rocket going off sound, more heavy drum production, more reverb on the guitars, and a saxophone. That's pretty cool. More sound effects, and it's just a super fun version of this song where they did a great job taking this track, shaking it up a bit, and making it longer. It really works. It's a great party song. Dance This Mess Around is the next one on here. And sadly for me, this is like one of my least favorite ones on the album. It's one of my favorite songs on the first album, but on this version of it, it really... This song so carefully has its construction laid out that when you mess with a song like this, it kind of takes the balance and the flow away from it a little bit. It's pretty edited. Some of the banter is gone, which I like a lot. It's fun, don't get me wrong. It's definitely fun, but it's not my favorite. But it's not bad. And then 52 Girls, I mean, one of their best songs. Super heavy drums. It just makes you move, you know. It's pretty close to the original, just with some added sound effects and percussion. Slight rearrangements again, just like the rest of the album. But the riffs on here are so cool, and it sounds like there's a bass guitar on here, not like an actual synthesizer bass that Kate would play. It sounds like an actual bass guitar. I could be wrong, but it sounds like an actual bass. Here's the back. And I'll show you the LP. The inner sleeve, it didn't come with the original inner sleeve on mine, so I put it in one of my MoFi sleeves, which, if you don't have these things, they're really nice. They keep the records great. They're anti-static. They're really well made. Not a promo. I don't get paid for MoFi, but MoFi, if you're watching, send me free stuff. And here you go. B-52's Party Mix. So the same Warner label there. So yeah, like I said before, is it essential? Probably not. But if you're collecting all the B-52 albums, then yeah, of course it is. It's fun. It's a fun listen, and that's all it's meant to be taken as. It's not meant to be, you know, there's no big overarching mystery behind this thing. It's party mixes of some of their best songs. That's it. You put it on in the background at a party and have some fun. Plus the album cover alone. I would buy it just for the album cover. I mean, like, they all just look so cool. I love Kate's wig on here is fantastic, and her outfit is awesome too. But yeah, they all look really cool. So that's it. I mean, part of me doesn't even want to give it a rating because it's a mix of songs. I mean, realistically, I guess I can give it like maybe like a 7 out of 10. Not my favorite thing, but a really fun listen. So I'll go with a 7. And that's it. My name is Giggens. This has been the B-52's Party Mix. Let me know what you guys think about it. Curious to hear your thoughts. And that's it. See you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.